Pandemonium, pandemonium, pandemonium. Y'all ready? Pandemonium, let's talk about it. Pandemonium, let's talk about it. Just pull up a seat, let's talk about it. Thanks for joining us, let's talk about it. Everybody get ready, everybody get ready. Let's go.
Yo, what up, people? What's up? Man, what's good? Yo, Pandemonium. Man, I'm loving that track. I love that track, man. Pandemonium Podcast. We back for episode 2. I just want to say, man, I want to thank everybody who has supported, who's shared, who's liked, who's subscribed on YouTube. If you have not subscribed already, please go to my YouTube channel. You could type in M Sparks, M space Sparks. You should be able to type in at True Pandemonium and go to the page, subscribe on YouTube, and check it. We are now up on Spotify for my Android users. If you're still rocking with those Androids, for those who are apostolic, iPhone, we are up on Apple Podcast as well. You should be able to search my name and or Pandemonium Podcast, and it should come up. You have to scroll a little bit because I'm new. But you should be able to find it there. It'll also be in the description on my YouTube page, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, other social media apps, so on and so forth. So, man, I again want to say thank you. Please subscribe, man. If the first episode was a blessing to you, I hope that you keep rocking with me. Hope that this episode is a blessing to you also. Man, it's my heart's desire, man, to just let you guys know about me, where I've been, some things that God placed on my heart. And I hope and I pray that it blesses you, it encourages you, it motivates you, it inspires you to be better, to want to be better, all that good stuff. That is my hope, and that is my prayer for this podcast. And man, again, I'm just so grateful that you guys are tuning in so far. All right. So first episode, we came out the gate with being too comfortable and how being too comfortable can cause you to just kind of stay in a place, just level out, and you not really pursue or do the things that you feel in your heart to do. And how, the companies, people who work for, man, they, working for people for so many years, just look forward to retirement. Again, didn't say it was a bad thing, but sometimes what I've learned over the years is that, man, these companies, and they could be great companies, man. I just believe subconsciously they're paying us to forget about what we want to do. Hey, I'll give you this much in salary. I'll pay you this much a year or hour or whatever the case may be to forget about your dreams. I want to keep you here. Right. Especially if you're a good worker, and again, that's not a bad thing. I love my job. I love what I do. I love the people I work with, all that good stuff. But man, I'm just trying to, prepare, if you will, because I know there's more in me. And so this is basically part 2 to being too comfortable. Right. So today, man, we are talking about how to get unstuck, unstuck. And I'm just gonna be real with you guys, man. This is how I felt for years, just like stuck. And it was because I was too comfortable, and I realize that now. And being stuck sucks. Right? Being stuck or feeling like you're stuck, it really sucks. Because you've been living a certain way for so many years. It's really become a lifestyle. And then you will hit like this wall, if you will, this mental wall where it's like, man, I know I got to do more than this. This can't be it to life. This can't be all that life has to offer. And a lot of us would get to that place. But even in getting to that place, for me, I got to that place, but I felt like I was stuck. Like, I'm here. I know I should be doing more. I know that I want to do more because I have a desire, and I know there's more purpose that God has for me. but how do I do more? Or like, where do I start? Where do I go? How do I even begin? And so it became a matter of, for me, just being frustrated because I didn't know where to start. And I had all these ideas in my head of things that I wanted to do and how I wanted to do them, X, Y, and Z, right? But then it's like, man, how do I do it? Because I've never done that before. I've never started a podcast. I mean, I've listened to them, but I've never, I ain't never set nothing up, set a camera up, and set lighting up. I don't even know where to begin. But fortunately, there are people who are in my sphere of influence, in my circle, who knew how to do all these things. And man, I am grateful that they were all willing to assist and help me through this process. I mean, I can't say thanks enough, but I understand that when you finally start to move, after you become frustrated and you're like, I want to do this. Once you start to move, I'm realizing things just kind of start to unfold. It's like taking that first step, right? Take that first step. And then things start to unfold as you take step by step by step, and you start to understand what it takes, what you have to do, what must be done, who to connect with, and again, because there are people who've already done this, guess what? You can pull from them. You can go to their pages or their podcast and just kind of listen. Or if they have a video podcast, just watch and just see the things that they are doing. And not saying you have to copy it, but they're already examples, for you to follow. But again, it's that making that first move, because it does no good for us to know that we're stuck and then we not do anything about being stuck. And so I hope that this episode really kind of sheds light and gives us insight into how to get unstuck, because like I said, being stuck, man, sucks. And that's where I was like, man, this sucks. I got to do something, but I don't know what to do. I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it. Just that feeling what was annoyingly frustrating, right? It was so frustrating. And so again, like I said, that's what this episode is about. And this is me. This is Marlon's take. This is the things that are helping me become unstuck. And I hope that it also helps you to become unstuck, or at least to start to walk out the process of being unstuck. Because it's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling. But I'm learning, each and every day. Okay, all right, let me work on this. Okay, let me fix this. And then I just want to say, man, those who have, given me critiques on what to work on, what to do better, how to do it better, what to look for, I appreciate it. Again, I don't take it lightly. I know for there are sometimes I can be a little defensive because I'm like, yo, I poured my heart out, or yo, this is the best I had to give. And just got to take a step back. Like, yo, I'm grateful. I appreciate it. I'll take those critiques to heart, and I will do my best to work on those. And so again, how to get unstuck. All right. So I'm going to be looking at my phone here because I have a whole lot of notes, y'all. And I want to make sure that I give you guys exactly my process, what I'm working on, how I'm working on it, so that you can have something that you can start with. Right. So the first way to get unstuck is you have to know why you're stuck. You have to figure out why you are stuck. One of the things that many people lack is self-awareness. Self-awareness. I know people. I know some of y'all may know people that you can tell them something and they like, that ain't me. That's not, and I don't do that. They just lack self-awareness. And so to get unstuck, you have to be honest with yourself and you have to answer those hard questions. Why am I stuck? Why am I still in this position? Why has my life not really changed that much over the last year or 2 or 3 years, whatever the case may be? What's keeping me here? And I'm going to be honest with you. Even though I was frustrated with being stuck, I was very comfortable. For years, I was very, very comfortable. And again, how comfortable you are will determine how long you stuck. It'll determine how long you are stuck. because you're comfortable. And another reason, some people like being stuck. Some people like the attention they may get from being stuck. Is, they share with people, man, this is how I feel and this is where I am, and whatever case may be. And they love the attention. They love the response they're getting. And so they just happy with being stuck. But this is for people who want to get unstuck, right? So figure out why you're stuck. So for me, I was stuck. Number one reason is fear. And there's many different types of fears that I have. So I'm going to share those with you. So the first one is fear. Right. That was my biggest hurdle. I've had a lot of ideas and they've been great. And, to me, they've been great ideas and I never moved on them because of fear. OK. And one of the three responses to fear is you're going to either fight, you're going to flight, or you're going to freeze. You're going to fight, you're going to run, or you're going to freeze. And I would either run or I would freeze. Most cases I would freeze. I would freeze. I would talk myself out of stuff. I would run down all of the problems that I could encounter. I would run down all of the issues that I was going to encounter, everything that I was going to face. And then it'd be like, yo, that's why I can't do it, because I'm going to face all this opposition. So let me not even move. And I just froze. Again, complaining, frustrated, but I just froze. All right. So the first fear that I had was the fear of failure. And it's not I still have that. The fear of failure. Mentality was, if I don't start, then I won't fail. If I never start anything, I won't fail anything, right? That was my thinking. And then what would people think if I do fail? Listen, here's the counter to that. Man, just start. I know I'm making it sound so easy. I know that it's not easy because I was there. Just start. Just do something. And if it doesn't work, just learn from your mistakes and try again. Keep learning. Because you failed once does not make you a failure. Because you fail one time does not make you a failure. And many people quit after the first time that they fail. They quit, right? If you have to, find somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Find somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Find somebody that's going to mentor you in the area that you're trying to go into. Again, because there are many people that's already in it and they can help you out. But for a lot of us, we don't want to ask for help. We don't like asking for help. We're too prideful to ask for help. And we'd rather just suffer or not even keep trying. OK. And again, this is where I was. Right. Next fear I had was fear of the unknown. Fear of the unknown. Real talk. Many of us are absolute control freaks. We want to know the ins, the outs, all the details. Who's going to beat? How is this going to work? Where should I go? Who should I talk to? We want God. We want the plan. We want God to lay out the entirety of the plan before we even move. Before we take the first step, we want to know every detail because we are absolute control freaks. And that is not how this works. Anybody who has ever started something did not know the end of it when they started. They had to walk it out because nobody ever starts something with failure in mind. They start something, their vision is big and they have an idea of what level that they wanted to get to, right? But it takes you starting. It takes you starting even when you don't know the outcome. Many of us, we couldn't have been Abraham. Right. God told Abraham, hey, just walk. Where we going, Lord? How long is it going to take us to get there? Who should we take with us? Man, we want to know everything. What's the name of the place again? Okay, what am I going to do? We want to know all the details. We couldn't have been Abraham. Listen, the Bible says that faith without works, that word works means effort. Faith without effort is dead. In other words, you can't say you have faith if you ain't putting no effort out, all because you're afraid or because you fear the unknown. Listen, we have to get over ourselves. We have to get over ourselves. Who are we to feel like we deserve all of the answers? It's like your children. You ever told your child, those who have kids, and you say, hey, go do this. And then they have 3 million questions coming behind that before they even move. No, just go do what I told you to do. Now, that's old school parenting. This new age parenting, we let them ask 1 million questions before we have them move. We got to let them ask them. They have to be inquisitive. Like, no, back in my day, it was do it because I said so. My mom would tell me to do something. I wish I would have been like, mom, why? Well, who? No, go do it. Ask me why. Again, new age parenting, we're inquisitive though, right? And understand, God is not a new age parent. All right, I hate to break it to y'all. The Bible says that he never changes. He is not new age. When he says to move, you move. When he says to go, there is no whole bunch of questions. Not saying you can't ask questions, but just understand you may not get the answers or an answer that you're looking for, because faith without works is dead. So listen, do not fear the unknown, man. Just walk this thing out, right? Let's see what else. Another fear of mine, fear of not being able to sustain. Fear of not being able to sustain. I want to start, but I don't know if I can keep going. And especially if I'm not getting the support that I think I should be getting. I want to start, but man, I don't know if I can keep this. Listen, and this is for me, is can I keep going when people are not supporting? I've come to understand that people will people, like they say. They will people. I understand that there are people who will tell you, you should go forth. I'm in your corner. I got your back, X, Y, and Z. And I'm realizing that everybody who is in your corner is not in your corner to support you. Some people just want a front row seat to your failure. Boy, that'll preach. They want a front row seat to your failure. They want to be there, the front row, when you fail, so they can say, I knew you should have did that. And some of us have those friends that we share what can be deemed kind of a big vision or an idea that we have. And we have those quote unquote friends who tell you the reasons why you shouldn't do it. And then you're like, I'm gonna do it anyway. And then guess what? They like, oh, okay, well, you go right on ahead then. And they'll act like they with you. And the moment you fail, it's gonna be, I told you shouldn't have did that. People. I've learned over the course of my life, lower your expectations. Lower your expectations of people. You want to know why? You will never be disappointed. My wife will tell you, I'm never surprised when people act how they act. Never. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I understand people. I get it. And it's not really, it's just me. I've learned it over the years because I was tired of being disappointed by people. And like, you know what? As much as I want to depend on this person and I really consider them to be a good friend, I'm not going to hold them to such high expectations because everybody's not me. Everybody don't think like me. Everybody don't act like me. So let me lower my expectations. So if they don't come through, if they're not supportive as I thought they should be, then guess what? I can keep going. Listen, lowering your expectations can help you to keep going when they are not there to support you. Because not everybody wants you to succeed. And I know we hear all, everybody's a hater. No. There are just some people who don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to make it. They want you to stay comfortable. They want you to stay stuck with them. They want you to. This is why we've got to get some new friends in some cases. I always say, people say, well, we've been friends for this many years. I always say, guess what? That's long enough. You move on. Find you another friend that's going to push you, that's going to encourage, that's going to build you up, that's going to tell you when you're wrong, that's going to hold you accountable. When you say you're going to do something, it's going to make you stick to your word. Find you some new friends. It's okay. They'll be all right. Hey, I love you from a distance. But what I'm trying to do, you too negative. You right. You got all the bad things that could happen. I need somebody that's going to push me, that's going to support me. Okay. So listen, don't be afraid of not being able to sustain. If you got the right people in your circle, in your corner, they gonna push you to keep going, especially if what you're doing is a blessing to other people. Even if the numbers are low, if it's blessing 10 people, guess what? That real true friend gonna tell you, hey, keep going, man. Those 10 people need you. They need to hear this. They need to know this. They need you, man. Next thing. This is me again. Another fear I had was finances. Man, how much money is it going to take? I want to start a podcast, but how much money is it going to take? I got to get a camera. I got to get lighting. I got to get X, Y, and Z. I got to get this. I got to do all these things. Do I have the money to even do it? Because there are some things that many of us want to do. It requires upfront money, right? But I'm here to tell you, if you have a job, whether it be full-time, part-time, or you got side gigs, you got hustles, become a better spender of your money and save your money to start to do the thing that you really desire to do. Let your full-time job finance your dream. Let it finance your passion. but you may have to change some of your spending habits. So, going to Starbucks or wherever you go every day and you like to shop, a cut back and use those finances to fund your dream. So then when your dream starts to really get bigger and bigger and bigger, you start to earn income from it. Now you can really do the shopping, the X, Y, and Z, whatever it is you're trying to do. So I had a fear, the whole finance thing, not having the money. And listen, if you don't have a job, go for it. What you got to lose? You ain't working nowhere. You have hardly no income coming in. Shoot, you better go after it. Do what you got to do. All right. So those are the fears that I dealt with. Those are the fears that I dealt with in trying to become unstuck. Again, I'm in the process of working through those and overcoming those as I keep going. But some other things I had to deal with was lack of motivation. Yo, we are if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it type people. I know I am. If I don't feel like going, if I don't feel like doing, then guess what? I'm not going to do it. I lack the motivation to do so, right? And I'm going to say this. Many of us are using, I'm not going to say the wrong things, but we're not using the best things as motivation. This is for me. For years, I would use my wife, my kids, trying to make the money, all these different motivating factors, if you will. But I had to realize if you use external motivating factors, once those external factors become good and everything in their lives are straight, then guess what? Your motivation drops. Motivation will drop if everything is good. When you struggle, it's easier to stay motivated because you're like, yo, I got to get this money. I got to figure out a way. I got to come with a plan because I don't want to be in this position forever. And I got to get my kids out, wife out, whatever the case may be. I'm trying to buy this, trying to, purchase a home. So you have all these but once those things are good, motivation will drop. So external motivating factors are not the best thing to use. It's okay to use, but they're not the best thing. We have to have motivation that is internal. We have to have internal motivating factors. What I mean is there has to be a strong desire and passion in you that drives you like, yo, I want to be the best at this. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a great vision for this podcast, but my thinking is I want to be the best podcaster. Like I want to be top of the charts podcaster. I want my podcast to be at the top of the list. When you search for podcasts, I want Pandemonium to come up first. That is my driving factor. That is what's motivating me. So I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't feel like recording this, but I'm trying to get to another level. So guess what? Don't matter how I feel, I got to get to it. I got to get on it. Because that's what's driving me. You have to have that internal motivation. It's just like an athlete, right? The reason why the Michael Jordan and the LeBron James and the Kobe Bryants and Magic Johnson and whoever else you think are great athletes, whether it be Tom Brady, whoever, they had internal motivation, which was I want to be the GOAT. I want to be the best. I want to be the greatest of all time. That was their motivating factor. So in the days and the moments when they didn't feel like working, they guess what drove them? I want to be the best, and I know to be the best, I can't afford to take days off. I gotta keep pushing. I gotta keep grinding. I can't let how I feel affect what I do. Ooh, and that's our issues. We let how we feel affect what we do, because what happens is we work. Those who have full-time jobs work 8 hours a day, or you work 10 hours a day. You get 1 day off a week, whatever the case may be. Come home, you got to do this with the family, and you're exhausted and you're tired and you have no motivation. But guess what? If you have that internal thing that's driving you, when you get done taking care of the family and the house and everything else after you've worked, you will do what is necessary, right, to reach your goal that you have, because there's something internally that's driving you. It's driving you. That thing is like we have to have that internal motivation because you want to be great. Like you want to be the best. You want to achieve your goal. You refuse to allow life to just keep passing you by and you not doing nothing. That has to be what drives you. Again, this was me. I had to be like, yo, I can't wait on how I feel. Cause I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like sitting in front of a camera and talking for how many minutes alone is tough. And at times it could be kind of draining, but guess what? I want to be the best at it. And I hope that you guys keep listening to it because you think that I'm one of the best. And this is not to sound arrogant or boastful or prideful or anything like that. If I'm going to do it, I want to do it with my whole heart. And I want you to feel it when you listen to it. I want you to hear the passion. I want you to hear the excitement and all that I have on the side of me. I want you to experience that. And I hope that it drives you to go after what you desire. Like that's my hope, is that you feel it. Right. So work on the internal. What is your internal motivation? Okay. Next thing that I dealt with when, me feeling stuck and I'm still overcoming is lack of focus. Lack of focus. Many of us cannot focus. You ever try to read a book? You ever try to read the Bible? Do you ever try to do something that you're not used to doing when I'm like mentally, let's say if it's a motivational book, it could be a book on finances. It could be anything. You ever try to like focus? And how hard it is to focus. You ever been on a Zoom call in a meeting with your job and the whoever is talking and you zoned out completely? Are you scrolling on your phone, social media, or you watching something on TV and they done called your name 3 times and you ain't paying attention? Lack of focus. And there is so much available, man, that's robbing us of our focus. So much TV, social media. We got the family. It could be your career, whatever it is. Like there is something that's not allowing you to be focused on the thing that you have a desire or a passion to do. Focus. How many hours have we logged, man, binge watching the show? Right. And the only thing we get out of that is a conversation about how good or how bad the show was. Like these things take our focus. Think about how much time we've wasted scrolling social media, the thing that we love. If you have an iPhone, again, for those who are apostolic, if you got an iPhone, I dare you to check your screen time. I dare you. Check your screen time. Apple has the nerve to tell you how long you've been spent on all social media and entertainment and surfing the web. It'll give you a breakdown. And then it'll give you the daily breakdown. It'll give you the weekly breakdown and show you spent 32 hours on social media this week or however long. It'll show you all of that. And all these things are robbing us of our focus, wasting time as if we have it. Think about it. We waste our time as if God told us the day and the time we gonna leave this earth. That's how we act when it comes to scrolling social media, binge watching shows. Like, okay, I'm going to be here forever. I can waste so much time doing absolutely nothing that adds value to my life because I have so much time. I'm telling you, get on TikTok. Look at your watch. Get on TikTok, right? And see how long you just stay on there. Or whatever, if it's Instagram, if it's Snapchat, if it's Facebook, whatever is the most addictive for you. Like, see how much time you waste on it. You say, I'm just gonna get on here real quick. And before you know it, 30, 45 minutes gone by. But then we say, I don't have time. I don't have time to get unstuck. I don't have time to work on my passions or my dreams or the things that I want to do because, I'm just so busy. If we be honest, tally up the time that you spend watching TV or scrolling social media. And I promise you, we have, again, this is me. I got way more time than I thought I had. Way more time. If I just cut out some of these things, right? So here's the alternative. This is what I started to do. Set a time limit for social media. Set a time limit for social media. So if you got to turn your timer on your phone, set it for 30 minutes, whatever the case may be. And when that timer goes off, you done. For that period of time, you done. That, like, don't ignore it now when it go off. Like, turn it off, turn the timer off, get off social media. And here's what's going to help too. Find an alternative. Find something else productive to do. So after you spend the time on social media, you can have your Bible there. You can have a motivational book or financial book, whatever, just something that's going to take your focus and your attention away from social media and or TV. Like, you have to have an alternative. You can listen to the Pandemonium podcast if you want to, right? Just something that's going to give you that another thing to do. Okay, do a quick workout, right? If you're trying to get in shape, use the time to do a quick workout. Go for a walk. Or once you're done scrolling or watching TV, invest that time into working on your passion or another gift that God has given you, or a vision that, like, work on something else. Like, use that time effectively. And what'll happen is you'll start to get your focus back. It's easier to pay attention to the important things now because you're not just giving it to nonsense. And listen, I'm gonna share this with you guys. Those who did not know, listen, this is a sidebar right here. But we all know, I would hope we all know by now, that TikTok was started in China. Okay, it was started in China, but China was using it for like engineers and it was, whether it be mechanical, electrical, robotics, computer programming. It was used for those type industries. And so when the kids would get on TikTok, their algorithm for them, it only shows them, engineering videos, mathematics, programming, robotics, whatever. They see those things because China's goal was to, let's get these things in front of the eyes of our children, so they would have a desire to be the engineer, the robotics engineer, the mechanical engineer, the electrical engineer, the whoever, like that. That's how theirs operate in China to this day. So they don't get a whole lot of dancing videos and a whole lot of jokes and a whole lot, just like foolishness and nonsense. You know what I'm saying? They don't get that in China. But in America, when they sent it here, they changed the algorithm. So now our kids and us, we're getting all of the foolishness. Notice you don't see a whole lot of engineering videos on TikTok unless you are searching for those type videos. And there was a reason, because they understand if we can get the American children and our people to focus on all of the foolishness, then guess what? They're going to desire to be that, and we can keep on rising above them when it comes to all the other jobs that we need to produce here in our country. Let them have the chaos. Let them have the craziness that they experience over there, and we gonna keep feeding it to them. Like, this was all a plan by China, right? So you want to know why they was trying to get rid of TikTok? This is a sidebar. That's why. Because the higher ups find this out, and now they was trying to ban TikTok because it's just however many minutes or seconds of just craziness and just scroll, whatever. But just, man, can you imagine if somebody was to figure out a way to change the algorithm here in America, and our kids, all they can see are those type videos? Imagine, either they'll quit watching it or they will start to focus on the right things, right? So lack of focus. That was mine. That was just a little sidebar. It's a little nugget for y'all. All right. So next thing that I dealt with is lack of discipline. The lack of discipline, right? And here's the thing, lack of focus leads to a lack of discipline. They go hand in hand. Discipline means self-control. And if we be honest, I'm gonna be honest, it's hard to tell me no. If I want something to eat, right? Those who like food, if I don't feel like doing something, like I said before, it's hard to tell myself no. Hey, if I'm not, I just, hey, try to fast. How long is the fast? It's so difficult to fast nowadays because we can't tell ourselves no. Well, listen, try to fast nowadays and see what happens, right? You'll find any reason to eat something. Let me take my medicine. You know what I'm saying? You ain't took the medicine 3 or 4 months. Now all of a sudden you got to take your medicine. Now you got to eat you some crackers. You know how we do. Got to eat us some crackers. Take out medicine. Oh, I'm nauseous. I haven't eaten in 6 hours, man. I'm lightheaded. I got to eat something. So let me just eat something, right? Somebody tell us to fast, and we want to know what can we not eat, and or can we eat, and how long is the 12 hours? 6 to 6? No discipline. This is what I dealt with. I just had no discipline, the lack of it, right? And so having to overcome that. And what I've come to understand is this: discipline is the most important thing, that one of the most important things that we need to have when it comes to getting unstuck. If we do not develop other habits, new habits, then all these other things you can overcome all the other things. But if you lack discipline, you will never reach your full potential. We'll never reach our full potential if you have no discipline. You have to create a schedule that you can stick to. You have to. We got to be disciplined. Listen, this is the one thing that I'm working on is creating a schedule. Okay, what days am I going to record? Okay, what days am I trying to get this to whoever's going to edit the video? I have to have this schedule, or else guess what? All the stuff that I overcome, the fear of failure and not being able to sustain and lack of focus and whatever else. If you listen, you're going to be stuck forever without discipline. That's just what it is. And I'm ex-military, I'm ex-army. And what I've come to realize over the years is they sent us to basic for 2 months. If you're in the Army, Air Force, probably like a few days, I'm not sure. But they sent us to basic training for 2 months. And guess what? For 2 months straight, every single day, we woke up at the same time, went through the same routine every single morning. Why? They were creating discipline. They were creating new habits, because you were taking people from what they were used to, their home environments, whether it be good or bad, and you were bringing them to a whole new location. And think about it. If they didn't wake us up at the same time every day, some of us would have got up at 6, some would have got us at 10. And for me, I would have got up at noon, because I had no discipline. There was no set schedule. I could do what I want. That's what they were trying to break. They were breaking all of the old habits to create new habits. And here is why. They had to create new habits because they understood that if y'all get called to war, you got to be disciplined. So we were taught to carry our weapon a certain way. We had to go through marksmanship training where we had to learn how to shoot our weapon. Learn how to live out in the field off of packaged foods. Learn how to live when it's cold outside, and learn how to not just live, but actually be efficient and sustain and make it through when it's cold outside. I hate being cold. That's why I keep going on that. Or whether it's hot outside. Because they understood if you get called to war, it may be cold, it may be wintertime when you get called, it could be summertime when you get called. You got to be ready for any environment. So we create these habits now, so that if your number gets called and you have to deploy to wherever you may get deployed to, that you've created new habits now, that you won't get yourself killed or somebody else killed because you are undisciplined. Listen, I understand now how important discipline is, because of the military. And I know everybody not military and everybody, I get that. But what I'm saying is you can still create a habit. You can still create better habits in every part of your life. You can create habits. Like you want to learn, you want to get unstuck, work on discipline first. Work on discipline, being disciplined. So if you're going to invest 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day after you get off from work on your passion and your dream, guess what? Stick to your 2 hours. Just keep working that. Keep over and over and over to where it becomes a habit. I'm going to share this story real quick. So my brother-in-law, right? Those who know and those who don't, he is a workout fanatic, works out religiously every day. Okay. And for some strange reason, he likes to work out when it's the hottest of the day, whatever. I'm not sure why that is. Whatever. That's his thing. Okay. Well, he has shoulder surgery and he could not do his typical workouts. But the doctor said, hey, you can get a recumbent bike and you can ride, whatever. You can ride. You can cycle, if you will, for however many minutes a day. He became so frustrated because he could not do what he was used to doing. You want to know why? Because of discipline. He was annoyed by the fact that he could not lift weights, that he couldn't do the weight training, the band training, whatever he was doing. He couldn't run like he wanted to. He was literally confined to a recumbent bike for maybe a month or maybe even longer than that. but he was annoyed. This is what discipline does to you. That when you create discipline, then when you are not doing the thing that you said you was going to do, you become annoyed with it. So if you say you're going to give yourself an hour or 2 hours and you miss a day, you feel like, man, I got to make it up. I got to do something. I got to make up this time. Because I feel out of place, and discipline brings you back. Discipline will bring you back. Like if you get off track, it brings you back. And that's what you want. If you want to get unstuck, right? If you want to do better, if you want to achieve more, create discipline, like become disciplined, create better habits. You have to put your phone down, turn Netflix off, and invest the time that you said you were going to invest in your dream, your passion, your goal, your purpose. That's how you become unstuck. That's what we're trying to do, is become unstuck. Like, yo, if we just follow these things, I'm telling y'all again, I'm not saying by any means that I have arrived, Marlon, I'm there. I'm already, no, I'm working on this, creating a discipline. I'm working on it. I'm still working on it. But I'm telling you what is helping me is, hey, this day at this time, I work on putting my notes together. I have to come up with a topic, right? And I'm working through that for, 2 or 3 days. And then these days I am recording, and my goal is to record around this time. Like, I'm working on creating those habits so it becomes a discipline. So if I miss it, then I feel like, yo, man, I missed it. I gotta fix that. Right? And so these are things, again, that's going to help us, because the Bible says that the enemy comes, your adversary comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. This is what I'm realizing. We'll take that scripture and kind of just, okay, think about the destroy part. And then we'll put our own terms and beliefs to him. So he's coming to steal. But have you ever thought about what he's coming to steal? What is he coming to steal? Whatever we allow him to steal. Listen, he can't do it if we don't allow it. Those who are believers, if you will. If you're not believers, man, God bless you. I pray you come to know him for yourself. That is my prayer. That's my hope and my prayer for everybody who does not know Christ. But he's coming to steal, but he can only steal what we let him steal. And I'm here to tell you, this is what I realized. I let him steal my time because I was here, right? I was on here. And I can't even say it was him. It's just that I created a habit of being on my phone. And so I allowed that habit to steal my time. I'm just going to be honest with you. But I'm realizing he comes to steal, and he going to steal whatever you let him steal, right? He comes to kill. What is he coming to kill? Our spirit man. How does he do that? Through our appetite. Think about Adam and Eve in the Bible, right? What did he offer Eve? He offered her. He explained to her what the fruit was going to do for her. But what I believe is that I believe that Eve was already looking at the tree. She was already wanting to eat that fruit. And he just came with just, hey, this is what you want, right? But what did it do? It killed their spirit. So he looks to kill our spirit man by affecting our appetite. That's what undisciplined people have. We have horrible appetites for the wrong thing. And we let it kill that part of us, our spirit man. So we don't feed it. We feed our flesh more than our spirit. I don't know how we get here. Anyway, we gonna keep rocking. And what's he destroying? Right? Our future. It was that when we allow him to take whatever he wants to take, and when we let him kill our spirit man in the process, then he can destroy our future. Because I understand that he can't kill me physically. Like, he can't take me out, right? Unless God gives him permission, of course. He can't do that. He does not have the power and the authority to do that. But guess what he can do? He can set things in my path that will keep me so off focus, to keep me so off track that I never walk in my full potential. So when there are people that I'm supposed to reach, I never reach them because I'm stuck. I never walk into them in my full purpose because I'm stuck. And it's because of all these things I laid out before you. This is why I was stuck for y'all, I can't even, for years, I felt like stuck. I would have moments where I'm like, yo, I got to do more. But because I would never do anything, guess what? The feeling will eventually pass, and I will go back to my comfort level. Well, let me just stay here. Let me just do this. Let me chill over here then. I don't know what to do. I know that I should be doing something, but I don't know what. I don't know how to do it, but I'm just going to rock. I'm just going to chill out over here. But I was stuck. And I'm working through these things now, overcoming all of those fears, working on my focus, man, working on my motivation, working on my discipline, working on all of these things so that I am never stuck again. Listen, being stuck sucks. I know it does. Because you have this feeling like, yo, I know I'm supposed to be doing more. This is just, what do I do? Yo, man, I remember there was one day a few months ago, man, I was in my truck driving and I just screamed like, yeah, like I was losing my mind. And I felt like it because like it was just this conflict of, man, I know I'm supposed to be doing more, but oh my gosh, what? How do I do this? How do I start this? I've been telling folks I want to start a podcast and I ain't bought a camera. I've been telling them I want to start a podcast and I ain't bought lights. I ain't bought nothing. I'm just telling people what I want to do. And I had the vision for the podcast. I want to talk about this and this, that, and the third. But I wasn't doing anything, nothing. And I just felt like I could not move. I was free. I was frozen. Man. But yo, I am at that place now where I have to keep going. I can't let nothing else stop me. I can't let my fears stop me. I can't let life stop me. I gotta keep going, and that is my hope and my prayer, man, for those who are listening, is that you keep going. If you have not started, man, start. Right, start. And here's the challenge. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Find at least one thing to work on that you know is keeping you stuck and really try to conquer it. Many of us know what it is, okay? As soon as I said it, you already knew. It came into your mind right in that moment. You know what it is. Man, start to work on that thing and conquer it. Baby steps. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. And I'm going to leave you with this because this is what God shared with me to share with you guys. A while ago, I was behind this car at the red light and the light turned green. And they were still sitting there, probably on their phone, not focused, right? If we be honest about it, I'm not sure what was going on, but they were sitting there. I blew my horn and I yelled, "The light is green, you can go." And soon as I said it, I heard the Spirit of God. This is everything I love, right? I heard God say, Holy Spirit say, "The light is green, Marlon, you can go." And I'm like, huh? The light is green, you can go. So this is what I believe God is saying to us who are in that place of feeling stuck and trying to figure out how to get unstuck, is that he's saying the light is green, you can go. So I'm challenging us, man, go do it. Walk in that thing, walk it out day by day. Don't let it intimidate you. Know who you have on the inside of you, and man, go for it. The light is green, right? So that's the challenge, man. That's a word. I hope that it blesses you. Again, thanks for tuning in to this episode, How to Get Unstuck, Pandemonium Podcast. I appreciate you guys, man. Please, if this has blessed you, like, subscribe, share, like, subscribe, share, like, subscribe, share. Love you guys, and God bless.